Good morning.
Hi, good morning, everyone. It's been a very, very long time since I've seen everyone on the Thursday Thought Clinic. So it's
Good
so nice
morning.
to not have to remind anyone to put their cameras on, to come and say hello. I think everyone just has that equal level of excitement. So it's really, really good to see all of you today morning. I'm actually welcoming all of you now from our Hong Kong clinic. So we've just started our healing studio in Hong Kong and we're in the process of setting up. So I'm going to be sharing little snippets of how we're setting it up. We're setting it up in a really special manner and just putting in whatever little bits of healing, little mandalas that I've created and, all the different theta things that we offer, just putting up little bits of that and making it a little space that's our own so that we can have people come in and experience healings even here and just essentially do healings for so many more people even across the globe, having that space, having that time. So I'm really glad to sort of have all of you also virtually join me here today. Virtually, y'all are my first class in a manner, so to say. I've done sessions from this space. Yesterday, we had our first client walk in for the session as well at the space. And now, in a manner of a class setup, it's great to welcome all of you. So today, we're going to be doing a live Q&A. More than a Q&A, I think what people really wish to get is some personalized downloads, because we've done downloads on so many topics through the last 2.5 years that we've been associated, that I think, every time that we've done a session like this, so we do a session like this about once every month or so, wherein we welcome each of you to just anyone who wants to go first and say, okay, this is what I would like downloads for. So y'all can, of course, ask a question if that's on your mind, or you can share a particular situation you would like downloads for, and we can do downloads for that. I've always found that whatever people come up with is generally something that eventually ends up helping everybody, because we always draw together the energy of the people that are required in that moment and at that time for our healing to happen. So please go ahead. If any of you would want downloads for anything in particular, then now is the time to request those downloads. We don't often end up doing personal downloads for people, but now is the time to actually have it. So would anyone like downloads for anything in particular? I hope nobody wakes up like much later in the session, and then it's like, once one or two things get rolling, that's when everyone seems to get up and then suddenly go like, oh, actually the downloads for this would be great. Actually, I'm in this particular situation and, can I have some for those as well? All right. So Lekha has raised her hand. I'm going to speak to her, and then whoever's messaged, I'm going to, just incorporate those. But yes, Lekha has raised her hand. So Lekha, would you like to come on and tell us what you would want to share with us?
Yeah, just a minute.
I can't hear you very well. Hello?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, better.
Okay, I just yeah. Hi. Hi.
Hi.
Good morning. I just woke up, and my problem is that my divorce is on the way. Means I've applied for divorce.
Could you speak
but
a little loud? It's actually a little difficult to hear you.
Okay. I'm just touching my.
Okay.
Can you hear me now?
A little better, but yeah, you might have to speak up a little bit.
Yeah. Hello. Yeah. Yeah. So my divorce, I've applied for my divorce now. 3 years and still not through. So now we are come like on the we have agreed for mutual consent and all. So the terms are like that my house marital home has to be sold, but that is not getting sold like since 1 year we are trying. So because of that, my divorce is also held like on hold, and I'm stuck up like this. And financially also, because the house is not sold, I'm in a lot of trouble because I'm living in a rented place, and it's difficult to pay the rent because I took the rented place hoping that that house would get sold, but nothing is happening. I'm stuck in all areas of my life, so I would like some relief from all this.
Okay. And how do you feel about this situation?
I feel very stuck and I feel very insecure and unstable because I don't have much earnings.
Hmm?
Like, yeah, so there's no money coming in other than what my child is earning. That is also very little. So it's difficult to make ends meet and all that. So, I'm very, like, it's a
Essentially,
very
because a lot
unstable.
of beliefs, maybe even around the land that you're looking to sell, because the people that lived, so if it was your husband and your house, then just to clear some energies off from there. And also, both your where both your energies are and where both your thoughts are about doing that. How would you feel if your divorce actually came through?
I would feel very like free because I value my freedom very much, and I would be happy, of course, and free.
And have you
Free is
ever
the
been
main.
happy and free? Have you actually ever been happy and felt free for a long period of time?
I feel a little bit free when I walked out of my abusive marriage. Uh, happy. I'm not generally happy. I'm most of the time in grief only. So it's a
I
little
think what we
difficult.
want to instill first is happiness and freedom. What happens, guys, is so many times there's something that we really, really desire. We want to get out of a situation. But even if a situation is extremely toxic, right? Abusive relationships, or having help that is not good for you, your household, or being in a job that is just weighing you down, anything at all. When we find ourselves in situations also which are toxic, the one thing we have to know and understand is that we only allow ourselves to stay in that for however long that we have stayed also,
Yes.
because it is serving us in some manner, because it's helping us in some manner. Of course, I think it's a very courageous step to take when you do decide to move out of something abusive. However, what happens so many times is physically we file for a divorce, physically we leave that job, we leave that situation, we leave that room where the argument happened, but emotionally, mentally, if we are still there, I have not experienced happiness in so long that my mind, I'm asking for happiness, I'm asking for freedom. I know that I've felt suffocated for so long that I want nothing more than to be free. But if
Yes.
my mind does not know what happiness and freedom feels like, it will not allow it to very easily happen, because it is a huge step outside of our comfort zone. If not,
Yeah.
it's not experience. So your mind is always scared. Arey, but ye to pata hai, I know how to handle grief. What will I do when I'm happy? So first we're going to download those things and also incorporate the rest. Thank you so much for sharing, Lekha. And just
Thank you.
everyone that
Thank you, Disha.
resonates with the downloads can just simply affirm yes, so that we can do that for everyone. All right. So would you like to know that I know and understand the creator of all that is his definition and perspective of happiness? I know what it feels like, how to, when to, that it is safe and possible for me to experience happiness, for me to live my daily life with happiness, to know that I'm allowed to be happy, that I deserve to be happy, that I deserve to create things and do things that make me happy. I deserve to prioritize my happiness and to choose happiness every day. I create happy situations for myself every day. I understand that my happiness is important, and I know what it feels like to live my daily life feeling happy and finding things that make me happy, finding moments that make me happy, training my mind, showing my mind that it is my birthright to be happy. And as happiness becomes who I am, I know so easily and joyously and happily how to flow, that I know and understand the creator of all that is his definition and perspective of flowing, that I know what it feels like, how to, when to, and that it is safe and possible for me to flow, that I know what it feels like to flow with the flow of life and to allow myself to feel the joy and freedom of flowing, to allow myself to freely flow where I must. I allow myself to know what that feels like, how to, when to, and that I flow through situations, I flow through life, and I know that as I find my divine flow, that all things fall in place. That I know that as I flow, anything that is stuck in my system, anything that is stuck in my situation, in my reality, automatically starts flowing, because I know what it feels like to flow through situations, to have a flow of money, to have a flow of happiness, to have a flow of love and life within my life. And I know and understand the creator of all that is his definition and perspective of freedom and security, that I know what it feels like, how to, when to, and that it is safe and possible for me to know what it is like to feel that sense of freedom, that I know what it feels like to flow freely, to live freely, to be happy and joyous freely, to laugh freely, to know what it is like to enjoy that freedom within my own being. I liberate myself from anything within myself that feels like it should be contained anymore. I know what it is like to freely flow and freely express and freely live my life happily and in a balanced manner. And that as I choose to do so, I allow myself to incorporate and to allow this change to happen in my life very beautifully, very naturally, very seamlessly. To know and understand that changes and miracles are possible, to know that I am a walking miracle, and that I embrace change wholly, completely, happily, and joyously, that I know that it is safe and possible for me to create positive shifts and changes within my life, to know that it is safe and possible to have changes happen seamlessly and happily, easily, and in a balanced manner. That I choose to create and have positive changes and shifts in my life as I flow ahead in my life with happiness, love, and joy within my heart and within my space, within my life now. That I can feel it within my being and see it within my life. Would you like these downloads into every cell, atom, molecule of your body, every area of your life, at all four levels of your belief systems, in any and every language ever known or understood by you, for your highest and best, and in your highest and best manner? Say yes to receive the downloads.
Yes.
And also to know and understand the creator of all that is his definition and perspective of security, that I know what it feels like, how to, when to, and that it is safe and possible for me to know that I am safe and I am secure, that I know what it feels like to feel safe and secure in all my areas of my life, to feel safe and secure in my body, in my home, to feel physical security, emotional security, mental security, financial security, emotional security, and spiritual security, that I allow myself to feel safe, to feel secure, to know that I am safe, I am secure now. Would you like these downloads into every cell, atom, molecule of your body, every area of your life, at all four levels of your belief system, and in any and every language ever known or understood by you, for your highest and best, and in your highest and best manner? Whoever wishes to receive these downloads and healing, just simply say yes. Okay. So, Lekha, I hope these downloads help you. And there's just one little thing. Your happiness is where it's all at. Okay. So let's not wait for happiness to come. I want you to take some time, think today, and I want you to every day do at least one thing that makes you happy. So that's, of course, going to start by understanding what makes you happy. So I want you to think of what makes you feel happy. It can be anything small, anything big. It could be getting a cup of tea when you really want to, not waiting till everything is done. Then, I'll finish cleaning. It could be going out. It could be, creating something. It could be singing. It could be listening to, it could be anything. But I want you to consciously think of what makes you feel happy. Note that down and do that every day. And you're going to train your brain for happiness. And the minute you're going to train your mind for happiness and teach it that I'm going to create my happiness no matter what. This is up to me. So I am free to create my happiness and I'm going to create it. What happens is the whole equation changes. Because suddenly your mind realizes that, wait, whether or not I let her have this, she's decided to be happy and free. So the minute it accepts that as the reality, let's go of the old reality. All right. And of course, if it's something that is deeper and is still, getting some, then we can speak about that separately. But do this, and I think that should definitely help. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yes.
Okay. So Vijaya has raised her hand. Okay. So Vijaya, I'll just unmute you.
Hi. Been a
Hi.
long time.
Yes.
It's good. I'm happy to see you.
I think she did so many classes back to back. I think there's 2 months where she was doing, like, I think she did like 7, 8 classes, and then now she's just like silence.
Yeah. I'm allowing things to really seep in. That's what I will say.
It's perfect.
All the processing is going on, and I'm happy about that. Probably I'm a little rushed. I'm not feeling guilty at all about not, taking, therapy and getting clients and working towards getting clients.
Why
And
should you feel guilty about it?
I'm so
learned my
relaxed.
things, and I learned my teacher's degrees, and I learned it with someone else. She announced a class in 2 months. I announced a class a year later. I just took time to, sort of understand, to, work with more and more and more people, and slowly, surely, with its own process. And I'm glad I did. Every person has to find their own journey and path. So I think it's absolutely perfect to give yourself that. Like that Thera is also important. We can't be that stream that's just rushing all the time.
Yeah.
Tell
I
me.
just was, I'm delaying it on, at least creating, like, how am I going to introduce myself? Like somebody asked me, what are you doing? So I went into a huge explanation. Like what exactly, I'm not able to, I know what it is about, but to put it through expression, probably the exact words which convey it to them in a simple manner. And like just like that. That is where
it takes time.
yeah.
What is it that you want downloads with today?
To get through what I am about therapy to people, probably through.
What is it that you want downloads with? So let's
I
start
want the download to be
about
like
this. So you can automatically start getting clear and have clarity with that as well. Let's get concise and
please.
clear about this. So what is it that you exactly want downloads with?
The thing which is coming is like the brochure, like people introduce not theta work as you do, and I can do therapy work. I am a therapist. So
what
आ
is
ही नहीं रहा है वो बैनर कैसे बनाना ही नहीं आ रहा है
कंसाइज बोलो हम लोग यहाँ डाउनलोड्स कर रहे हैं हम लोग यहाँ मेंटरशिप नहीं कर रहे so if you downloads what do you want that
I want to download
today by the way
I want to download to create my visiting card, my introduction. I'm not able to do that.
I don't think that's a download thing. That's a thing where you're going to have to just take one step. Okay, but let's
I'm not able to do it, Richa. I'm on that. I just sit and then I go off from there. That's it.
So would you like to know
the
description of all that is his definition and perspective of clarity, of focus, that I know and understand the creator of all that is his definition and perspective of clarity, of focus and of taking action, that I know what it feels like, how to, when to, and that it is safe and possible for me to know that I can grow ahead in my life, that I can shine to my true potential, that I deserve to shine to my true potential and to share my potential with those around me, with the people, all the people that I can reach out to, that I know what it feels like to feel humble, to feel rooted, to feel grounded, as I, with grounding, share my skills, share my light with people, share my light joyously and happily. And I know what it feels like to connect to my own divine potential and to know that it is safe and possible for me to be connected to my divine potential and to have clarity and focus as I move ahead and have and allow myself to take action, that I release any fear of taking action and I know what it feels like, how to, when to, and that it is safe and possible for me to take concrete action towards growing myself, towards moving ahead in life, and towards shining my true light, to know that it is safe for me to shine my true light, and that I allow and deserve to shine my light in a manner that is balanced, grounded, with gratitude, with humility, and I allow myself to know who I truly am, to know what it feels like to take action without any fear, that I allow myself to know, take action, and allow myself to progress forward, that each day I take action towards reaching my complete potential. Would you like these downloads into every cell, atom, molecule of your body, every area of your life, at all four levels of your belief system, and in any and every language ever known or understood by you, for your highest and best, in your highest and best manner? Simply say yes to receive the downloads for whoever might like them.
Yes.
That I allow myself to see the doorways that are already open for me and to walk into those windows of opportunity while still being grounded and allowing myself to have balance as I move forward and take action in my life, to trust myself to stay balanced and stay humble as I move ahead in life, trust myself to stay connected to my roots as I move ahead in life. And as I commit to being grounded, balanced, peaceful, joyous, and connected to my roots as I move forward, I allow myself to see the immense growth and potential that comes from that, and to move forward in that direction with joy, with gratitude, with peace in my heart and mind, and allowing myself to take that action in a happy and balanced manner. To instill these as well into every cell, atom, molecule of your body, every area of your life, at all four levels of your belief system, and in any and every language ever known or understood by you, for your highest and best, in your highest and best manner. Just a firm yes. So all I get, Vijaya, is that it's about taking action, and anywhere the creator is showing that the fear of not staying connected to your roots, where that becomes a bit of a concern, is where your mind is stopping you from moving ahead. So no matter what you grow, how you grow, where you choose to do therapy, how you choose to take your profession ahead, you always make sure that the roots that you have, roots include your family that has supported you, roots include wherever you've always had the source of income and the support to be able to learn all this. Roots include the teachers and the institute that you have learned with. Roots include all of those things that have supported you on your journey. As long as you're going to be, sort of nurturing your roots while growing, that growth is going to come organically, and that is going to happen. And that's all that you need to remember there. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll take Jaya. I think she'd raise her hand before also.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. Hi, Richa.
hi.
After the first download, I thought, okay, I got it. You know why? Like I'm just, like I got it. But yes, that my question is like, I want downloads for letting go.
Mm-hmm.
I'm already in the letting go process. my heart, I can feel that, like around my heart and all that, a bit of a discomfort sometimes. And I can, hear it beating so hard. But yeah, I cool and calm down. I'm so happy with my body. But sometimes I am made to realize of some, like stuck energies in some areas of the body. But I don't discontinue any of my activity, and I'm just going on. I'm very happy. But this letting go process,
So what
I
is
would
it
want some
that
downloads.
you struggle to let go of?
When I'm letting go, I understand all that. Like when I have to tell you what is that I'm struggling to let go. Yeah, everything that is there in the present has to, like when I have to progress, I have to keep letting go of that. Like
Mm.
it's like a progression where I'm in the progression. There is a let go process which has to happen. And I'm suddenly stuck in the, oh my God, these are all my belongings, right? Everything is a belonging, which is a longing, and I am, with that.
So it's
So
mine, it's my disease, my house, my this. To let go of the present moment to live the next moment, right?
yeah,
To let go of Vijaya to speak to Jaya.
that. Yeah. And let go of this, sometimes the thoughts also. So I am going ahead, but yeah, I am reminded that might be the letting go process is not so smooth, because suddenly some pains, here and there, I can see it. I'm not, hindered by it. I'm just smooth.
What is
Everything is
the
smooth.
worst that happens if you do let go?
Nothing happens. It's so beautiful. I'm enjoying the beauty of
Actually,
letting
tell
go.
me, when you're in the present, do you live the present fully?
Yeah, that is what I'm learning.
Do
I'm
you
learning
acknowledge?
to do
Because
that.
I feel like a lot of what you're saying, because I heard you say, like, there'll be pains, but I will still do what I'm going to do at that time. I'm still going to do so. A lot of the process of letting go, so sometimes letting go is about holding on to the past, right?
Yeah.
But sometimes it's also that, if for instance, I'm not living this next, if I wasn't with Vijaya fully because I was still with Lekha, then when I'm with Jaya, I'm still with Vijaya. You understand? So what happens is that sometimes it is that due that is not fulfilled. So our mind is still stuck there. So in that, I'm not doing justice to any of the moments that are happening with me.
Yeah. I'm living with a background. I'm living with a background, and then I'm, my whole being is
Then,
coming from the
then that
background.
sense of fulfillment doesn't come with any of those things because
Yes.
it's a lingering thing. So acknowledging is going to be such a big part of it, right? So
Yeah.
yes, you're saying, like I feel like that because I feel some aches and pains, but then I do this. So those aches and pains, to take that 5 minutes and to acknowledge it, that yes, I feel these aches and pains, and this is how I feel, then you can choose to do what ahead. But sometimes you have that kid who they just want your attention, right? You see small kids, they don't know how to tell you I love you or I miss you. They'll say that, but they don't know how to express that they need you. So sometimes that child will come and they'll give you that one book and they'll ask you to read it 5 times.
Yeah.
They're not even interested in the book. Every time you're reading it, they want to get to the last page. But they just want you, they want to be in your presence. They just want you around. So they'll either tell you to read a book 5 times or they'll throw something at another kid. So you're going to look at them. Or they'll keep calling, go like, mama, 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 mama. Or they'll purposely do something, anything to get your attention. And when you just sit with them for 2 minutes and go like, okay, how was your day? What do you want? Sort of a thing. And forget through, you give them 10 minutes. You see at the 8th minute, they're already running because they're done. They wanted those, 5 minutes. They're good. Now they're so fueled with all of that it's not even a thing that I have to let mama go. I have to let this happen.
It just happens.
So how about we do some downloads today for you, that I know and understand the creator of all that is his definition and perspective of acknowledgement and of acceptance, that I know what it feels like, how to, when to, and that it is safe and possible for me to live in the present, understanding, knowing, and knowing what it is like to live in the present, to be in the present moment, physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually, all at the same time, to know that I am physically and emotionally present at the same place at the same time, and to know that that is safe and possible for me. And as I allow myself to savor every moment within my life, I know what it feels like to acknowledge and to accept every moment within my life, every emotion that I feel, every person that is there in my life, to know and understand that each person, each moment brings with it a multitude of things, and that each, just the way that each person is different and each person brings up different emotions within us, every moment is different too. There's some moments that are happy, there's some that are sad, there's some that are angry, there are some that have fear. But no matter what the emotion that I may be feeling, no matter what the moments that I may be in, I understand that this is all a part of my journey and my growth. And as I choose to grow through each of it rather than to remain fixated in it, I know what it feels like to understand that the first step, the first part of that process is to acknowledge that feeling, is to acknowledge that emotion within my space, is to acknowledge that person in my life who may be different but is still an integral part of my life. That I choose to acknowledge and accept each person, each place, and each situation for what it is. To know and understand that darkness is part of the light and that all emotions coexist within us. That as I allow myself to embrace all parts of myself, the dark, the light, the happy, the sad, every single thing, I allow myself to find equilibrium and balance within myself. That as I allow myself to acknowledge fully every moment of my life that I'm living, that I savor each moment so fully that it feels almost seamless to move to the next. That I know what it feels like to learn from my past and to be able to let go of the trauma and the pain of the past, to truly acknowledge the past for what it was, whether that be the mistakes I made, whether that be the things I was unable to do, whether that be the learnings that I took, anything and everything. I know that the past was there to teach me some things and that I'm stronger today for it. That I allow myself to acknowledge and accept my past wholly, completely for what it was, to take in the learnings from my past now, to let go of that pain, let go of the trauma, let go of the fear, let go of the old and redundant patterns, to incorporate those learnings into my present and future, to know what it feels like to be in the divine flow of time, enjoying each moment, each person in my life for what they are. And as I choose to do so, I know what it feels like to be in the present moment, to enjoy it, to see just how beautiful and full my life is, to enjoy and acknowledge and accept myself wholly and completely for who I am, to love myself wholly and completely for who I am, to love others for who they are, to understand that each person is on their own journey and to allow that journey to unravel as it must. That I allow myself to love each moment the way it is, to live each moment for the way it is, and to live in the present and to enjoy my future as it comes, to understand that change is the only constant. And as I am in the energy of acknowledgement, of acceptance, of joy, of love, of life, and of light, the lightness that is within my being, I allow myself to enjoy and savor every moment and to eagerly and happily in anticipation live and look forward to the next moment that is to come, to know that my life is full of joy, full of surprises. And so it is, to know that I am strong, that I'm resilient, and that I know what it feels like. I know how to trust myself for my journey, and to trust my journey, and to trust the universe for having my back, to know that I am ready for this and that I know what it is like to safely accept and to humbly accept, just the way the creator does. So would you like these downloads into every cell, atom, molecule, every area of your life, at all four levels of your belief system, and in any and every language ever known or understood by you, for your highest and best, and in your highest and best manner? Say yes to receive the downloads. Okay. Sujaya,
Yeah, Alicia.
how do you feel?
Yeah, it's good. It was good. I
I
didn't get
just wanted to
to
do one simple thing, which is because the only time that we struggle to move on is when we're still holding on. And
Yeah.
that holding on only happens when, like, why do we hold on to our kids past? When our kids are young, you're frustrated, right? You love it, but you're so tired. You're just like, oh my God, when are you going to grow up? Every 5 minutes they want you to go to the bathroom with them and give them food and give them water, and then they've spilled that water, and then you're cleaning it up, and then they've gone and like pushed some other toy down, and you're just in that. And then the minute they grow up, you're like, oh my God, I miss this phase. Right? I go to my child's class and, like he goes to school, everything independently. This class was supposed to wait outside. All right. And now it's his gymnastic class, and everything that after every one thing, the other kids are sitting in that circle. He goes to school just fine. He goes to class just fine. But here he sees me, right? So now he finishes one thing and he comes, Mama, are you watching? I'm like, yes, I'm watching. Then he comes and says, can I have a big hug now? Okay. Then the next thing, now can you give me a kissy? Then again he'll come, can I have a, and I'm just like, I mean, it's very sweet, right? So you want to almost go like, that this is not going to happen after a year. They're barely even going to look, and you're going to be like, can you give me a hug now? But in that moment, you're like, just go finish your class. I'm right here, sort of a thing. Now that's what happens. The minute something goes and you feel like I haven't savored it enough,
Okay. Yeah.
that's when we want to hold on. If I used a cloth like till it's rags, I'm ready to let go. So anything that comes, any person that you find yourself sometimes, struggling with, or any situation, because everyone has those, because people are different situations, that just go, today I feel, and then say whatever you feel, right? I feel so angry about this, or I feel upset, or I feel this, or I feel greatly happy. And I acknowledge it, and I choose to let it go.
Yeah. I will do that.
It's like, you're opening the door, like, yes, what do you want? Now I'm busy. Can you, like, someone's ringing the bell, and I'm in a daily theta session, and I'm just like, no, it's not at all cribbing, Anusha, because you're actually you are feeling sad. So one is that I could, hide away that feeling of being sad. But like, today I feel sad, and I accept it, and I choose to let it go.
Yeah.
So it's actually the opposite of cribbing. But if you feel you're getting into a complete narrative, then do the karate rub also with it. All right. But it's absolutely the opposite of that. All right.
Yeah,
Okay.
I get it. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. So we take Sahil on next. Sahil, we need you to start your camera. Okay.
Hi, Richa.
Hi. Let me have. Yes, please tell me.
All right. So this is with regards to my career, that I've been working for 15 years, and I feel that I've never performed to my potential. In the last 3 jobs, I have been asked to leave. And after 1 year, the companies have tried me for a year every time, and they've asked me to leave. So not that I don't have interest, not that I don't have potential, but I've not put in my best in all these 15 years. So and it's also not like, but yes, I mean, I am not too keen on the technology space that I'm into. But it also goes on to say that the areas I have interest in, मैंने उसमें बहुत कुछ नहीं किया है, right? So it's not like कि जिसमें interest नहीं है उसमें कुछ नहीं किया, जिसमें interest है उसमें भी कुछ नहीं. So I don't know, and then this is a pattern not only in my profession, in my personal life as well. So I don't know, how do I, stay focused?
In a way, you've answered your own question, right? कि जिसमें interest नहीं है वहां पर बैठे हो, जो जिसमें interest है, you're not pursuing. Now let me ask you 2 simple questions. So first, what stops you from performing to your potential? If you know, because one is the company saying that you've not done it, but when you come and tell me that I know I'm not doing to my potential. If you feel that, then what do you think is stopping you from operating to your potential?
I think when I'm on my job, I'm thinking of music.
Mhm.
When I'm doing music, I'm thinking of my job. Uh, right? So it's like यहाँ पे होता तो वहाँ का सोच रहा होता, वहाँ होता तो यहाँ का सोच रहा था, something.
तो दोनों क्यों
So
नहीं कर सकते?
I think I lack discipline that ways.
Mhm.
Time focusing, on a particular time for a particular thing at hand, spending time with it, and then switching on to the next thing. So time dividing time between the various activities and lack discipline.
But what would be the worst thing you think, Sahil, if you actually could have both? Like, you could be pursuing your music and doing well and having a financial stream to be able to support your family or that music, profession that you might want.
So
What
what
is
is the
the
worst thing?
Yeah, that if you could have if you could have it all, what is the worst that could happen?
Maybe I don't know. I mean, I'm just thinking I would be living a dream life and something which I think is not achievable of sorts.
Why do you feel it's not achievable?
Uh, uh, I don't know. I mean, maybe I
Close your
think that
eyes and
I'm
you
not
can hear
deserving.
that.
I'm
Close your
sorry.
eyes and just close your eyes and see, why is this not achievable? Like, what is the worst that happens when you're living your dream life? Like, you have it all. You can balance your music, your career, your personal life. Why are you not deserving of it? Why is this not possible? What is the worst that happens if you have it all? Tell me whatever comes to your mind.
I mean, it gives me a sense that I'll feel godly. It's just not
Then,
human. It's not human.
then what is the worst that'll happen?
Maybe I'll think too highly of myself.
And then,
Maybe I'll lose my groundedness.
and then what'll happen?
Then people will start boring me.
And then, how will that affect your life?
I mean, I love having people around me and I don't want people to hate me.
Who's going to hate you the most? Or whose hatred is going to affect you the most, rather? Okay, whatever comes to your mind.
Near and dear ones, a wife, my my siblings.
How would they feel about you?
And why is he lucky or luckier than them?
And do you know anyone who's had it all like this, and where people have been jealous of them or not happy with them or abhorring them? Have you ever seen that?
No, I mean, I've been blessed in some ways, but I've not had many friends. People kind of think that I'm arrogant and don't gel along well with people. So I think it's me, in my opinion.
Do you think you're arrogant?
No,
Why do you think people think you're arrogant?
because I'm not very warm with them or very open with them.
And is there a reason for that?
I mean, uh, yeah, I mean, I cannot continue on a relationship for a longer duration. So I'll be good in 1 or 2 meetings at a very high level, but then I don't go that extra mile to forge a deeper relationship with any of them.
Or why? What happens if there's a very deep relationship?
Maybe I want to, and it takes time and effort. And I feel that, uh, you know, more the merrier than rather than, forging a deeper relationship with one person.
Mhm. Can I have you open your eyes?
Yeah.
So I'm not taking you much deeper, because if I do, it'll open up a lot of things, which will essentially become like a session. But I will tell you a few of the core patterns. And the only reason that even when I tell you all, I'm only going to do downloads. The reason that I'm asking you all those few questions is to really get you all somewhere at least close to that root of what is there. All right. But this is something, Sal, you might want to take up one-on-one, but I'll tell you what's happening here. Because that's the minute, the wheels turn and something sets into perspective, we allow that change to happen. So before I do the release, the downloads, if something sets or makes sense, it's going to do that. Because I, of course, don't know you very well, but from whatever you're saying, right, and whatever your mind is showing, there's like this two parts of you. The part of you that is so passionate, that craves like a good intimate relationship, that craves that connection, more to say connection would be the word, connection to like music. If you look at music by itself as well, right, it doesn't require words, it doesn't require, but when you play that something, you're just connected, you're in a different space. It connects you to an emotion, it connects you to a memory, it connects you to things. That in itself is enough to show me that you are a person who enjoys connection, who wants that very deep level of connection. But for whatever the reason, whatever the fears, the back end fears that are there, of being hurt, of, the person not sticking around, of being of all of those things, which is very like, yeah, I'm cool, I'm chill, like, this is not something I need to do, like, which is very opposite to this, like, oh, more the merrier, like, let's have like 20 people here, and I can have 20 people and still be very close to those 4 or 5 people. Again, your patterns show me where, what affects you. A person would be okay with more the merrier, wouldn't be so affected with your closest, your near and dear ones hating you, right? See the duality. I want you to see the constant duality which is happening inside, because there is that, again, that one part of you which is like, which said, like, if that happens, I will, it wasn't about luck at that point. I will, feel like, godlike, or that arrogance will come in. So the reason that arrogance of people perceiving that even bothers us is because somewhere we feel like, why is this happening? Do I have an inkling to this? And you're not like that actually at all. You're grounded, but you're so grounded, you're not allowing yourself to move up because you're so scared of losing that grounding. Somewhere that trust needs to come, that see, if I'm going to be a balanced and grounded person, that's just who I am, and it's going to stay. So what is happening, ki wo dar itna hai, okay, even when there's nothing to show for it, there it was like, oh, I have it all, so people can feel this way. So just now you're making sure you don't have it all. So there's nothing to show for it, right? Ke, oh, ye bhi chal raha hai, ye bhi chal raha hai, ye bhi chal raha hai. You're like, ye bhi nahi hua, ye bhi nahi hua, ye bhi nahi hua. So even when there's nothing to show for it, people think you're arrogant.
Yeah.
So and even again, the fields you mentioned, the technology field, the music field, they can work hand in hand, right? But again, it's the analytical part of you and the creative part of you. So constantly, actually, there is no struggle with an outside person at all. Hey, because it manifests like that. So it's easier to process na कि when I can see it around. लेकिन पूरा जो game चल रहा है is happening inside. That, complete duality. So see, there are people who have an attitude. There are people who are extremely humble. You look at, Ratan Tata, J.R.D. Tata. He has everything to show for it.
True.
He's humble, and that is just his personality. It doesn't bother him that, an Ambani is wearing a 10 crore necklace or having a phone that's so. This is his personality, and that is his brand. You think of Tata, you think of reliability, you think of grounding, you think of, idhar to like safe. It's safe. जो भी डालेंगे it'll be safe.
True.
कि ये लोग डूबेंगे ना तो हम लोगों को नहीं डूबने दें. They went to a Taj, and still what happened? The staff wasn't in their training manual told that, listen, if terrorists come, no, you die and don't let them die.
True.
Nobody gets paid 20,000 to die, okay? Nobody
Yeah.
signs up for the job. But when that is the ethos of something, no, it trickles to that level. Okay, nay, this is what it is, right? So there are people who do that. There are people who also enjoy the flash. Nothing wrong. They've earned so much money. They want to use it. They want to flaunt it. And that is their choice also. And you will see there's equal acceptance for both. There's equal criticism also.
Yeah.
But the whole game is about being comfortable with what you want and who, because discipline and all, I can promise, even if I'll give you a timetable, no, you can be exceptionally good at what you do. But that fear of commitment, that fear of, sort of somebody knowing me too well, that fear of something getting so deep that I can be hurt, whether that is my music, whether that is a relationship, whether that's anything. So which is why it'll happen even in the personal relationships. I want it. I want them to understand me at a deep level, but I will make sure I throw them off the set. Let's see who works hard enough to come around to it. And then I feel sad, right? So what is happening is you crave that, but you're showing the exact opposite persona. So that struggle is happening inside. So take a few moments and go like, what do I want? And, understand that anything is justifiable. But till that won't happen, constant struggle hoga. Because that music which connected people in just one song, 3 minutes and they're connected, right?
Yeah.
But if you make music, I don't know what you do with music, but you will realize there's a lot of complexity that goes to it. We have to make this 1 minute song. Getting the words together, getting a singer together, getting the background score together, adjusting it, adjusting the background noise, everything. It didn't just magically happen, right? But it's about what you truly enjoy. So take some time, like, who am I? Like to sit down and write a list of, okay, who is Sahil? Apart from what everyone else says. I don't want to even know what anyone else thinks. Because I don't care. वो उनका problem है. और उनको भी मैंने ये picture दिखाया है. It's like, one actor, that's Shah Rukh Khan. Now nobody knows Shah Rukh Khan, right? If you're going to like Alaska, now everyone knows Shah Rukh Khan. Bad example. Okay. But for instance, that same person now, Sahil goes and he, distributes pictures everywhere. Somewhere he distributes ekdam, like Gunda type of pictures. Somewhere he distributes pictures in a sadhu avatar. Somewhere he distributes pictures in a completely different. And you've just distributed them. They don't even know you. Okay, listen, I'm looking for this person. Kuch nahi bolna. I've just distributed pictures of you. I've taken you to a, photo studio. I've taken pictures of Mawali look or sadhu look, businessman look, etc. And just distributed those. Okay, we are looking for this person. Now, when I paint a persona strong enough, after some time, वो village में बोलेंगे, वो साधु मिला क्या? वो ढूंढ रहे थे ना? अरे वो पुलिस गुम हो गया था, वो मिला क्या? अरे वो same thing. They don't know you. But if I spread it enough, and if I paint it strong enough, people will buy that. Eventually, you could be walking around the road, right? But a person is not going to look at, because for 2 months, I've shown them this picture of a sadhu. The same person is asked, you'll be having a conversation with them. अरे वो गुम हो गया था ना, किधर गया, वो मिला नहीं बाद में. Because in their mind, they're so certain that यही है. So and then you're like, so someone tells me I'm like this, someone tells me I'm like that. मुझे वो चाहिए ही नहीं, because you work very hard to create those things. You're not inefficient, and I can tell that. You can be extremely efficient when you want to. I'll give you a tight timeline for something that you really want. And I'll see, I am 100% sure that'll happen. Like, if you really wanted to learn this one class, if you really wanted that music concert tickets, and I'm like, listen, I have this, and I have just 25 minutes stuck, I have this. So whoever's going to, manage doing all these things, I can get it. Tum chhod do, nahi hoga, it's fine. I can guaranteed say, and I'm seeing you for the first time in my life, but I can guaranteed say, you will find a way to make that happen and get that and do that. It just has to be something you want. So I want you to, I'm going to, of course, do the downloads for you. And actually, the reason I said you might want to do one-on-one is only because a lot of the release needs to happen. And the release is because past fears that are there. Fears of being hurt, fears of someone letting you down, fears of someone getting too close. All of them happen for a reason. That is what is making you do this. Nobody does these things because it's fun. The only reason we, complicate our lives is not because we enjoy the challenge, because we often forget that we set the challenge and it's just a Sudoku, it's not my life, right? But it's because we feel the need to, and then we get just so lost in it that only once those fears are lifted, it's easier to breathe. It's easier to find who I am and be who I am. And, then this whole struggle of what people are saying and, how people believe they are so arrogant, inefficient. वो सारे जो labels लगाए थे ना, labels are for convenience. If I have this box here, why will I label it? I can open and check what's inside. I will label it for convenience. I don't have to open all the boxes every time. I can just read what is in it and take it out. When I just know something, I don't label it. You don't label water bottles generally in your fridge. In your fridge, you just know ये water bottle है. Simple. तो उसमें water लिखना नहीं पड़ता है. But why do you label the things that keep changing? नाश्ते के डब्बे, every time there'll be something different. Why do I label it? Because I'm not sure what is inside. So to remember and to know what is inside next time, I label it. Why do you choose to take a label? Because I'm not sure who I want to be here. Do I want to be the passionate musician? Do I want to be, the tech? Do I want to be inefficient? Do I want to be arrogant? So we invite labels and then we wear those, and I go to this party as like, I'm the arrogant. I really want to talk to the people and just be myself and just, the label is there, so you kind of have to live to it. I hope it makes sense, right? So just take a few moments at least and center yourself and go like, who do I want to be? No train gets, nothing runs away. Do it later after I do the download. So we've created some fodder for you to be able to do that. And it doesn't matter if you've done the opposite of that, it does, because it's never too late. Because it's your life. You've seen people change overnight, you've seen that, and the minute, that happens for long enough, a person is, oh wow, I always thought they were arrogant, but I spoke to them for half an hour and oh my God, So it's never, so just go like, who am I? And then do I like the answer of this? Do I know the answer of this first? Then do I like the answer to this? And if I don't know the answer to who I am, or if I don't like the answer to who I am, who do I want to be? You can even embody qualities from different people, Don't ever ask to be like that person, but go like, oh, this is a great, when I think of this person, I feel great. Okay, so maybe I'd want to be humble. Maybe I'd want to be kind. Maybe I'd want to be this. Maybe I want a little attitude, because when I walk, I want people to sort of, go like, whatever it is, have that list, center it, and go like, oh, yeah, this is what, imagine it and become that person then. Okay. And if you struggle, then we look at releasing those things. Let's see what downloads come in. So would you like to know that I know and understand the creator of all that is his definition and perspective of connection and of my most authentic self, that I know what it feels like, how to, when to, and that it is safe and possible for me to connect, to know that I'm allowed to have deep connections, that I allow myself to connect wholly and completely to who I really am, to know that it is safe and possible for me to know who I really am, to know that it is safe and possible for me to love myself wholly and completely, to know that it's safe and possible for me to move beyond the barriers of everything that I've been told that I am right from childhood, to know that it is safe and possible to reinvent myself and to connect to what lies beyond all the exteriors at my deepest and core being. I know what it feels like to know that each of us are incredible and unique and here to add our unique charm to the world. And as I allow myself to wholly and completely connect to who I am, to love and accept every aspect of who I am, to grow into who I am and to grow into the complete being of all that I am, I allow myself to shine and glow with that light now. That I know what it feels like, how to, when to, and that it is safe and possible for me to know that as I am wholly and completely connected to who I am, and I live my daily life with that connection, showing that connection, feeling safe and like it's possible for me to speak my divine truth, for me to be who I truly am and to feel comfortable with the same, that automatically I feel comfortable with who people are. And I know what it feels like to have that connection with other people as well, to know that it is safe and possible for me to connect with people and to form deep connections, to know what it feels like to have relationships that matter within my life, and to know what it feels like to connect to people for who they are, and to connect to people and have discernment with who I choose to connect to know who I choose to connect to. And it is my choice who I choose to connect to. But as I connect to people, I know what it feels like to truly get to know them for who they are and to feel the joy of and this energy of growing together, to know what it feels like to release the duality within myself and to accept myself for all that I am, to understand that a certain duality is part of everyone's life, but that I now allow my duality to be something that I'm aware of, and that where I can make a choice of what I choose within myself each day, to know and allow myself to feel confident in my being, knowing and understanding the creator of all that is his definition and perspective of confidence, knowing what it feels like, how to, when to, and that it is safe and possible for me to be confident, that I choose to be confident, that I am confident in who I am, and I'm confident in expressing what I truly feel in a balanced and kind manner. To know the creator of all that is his definition and perspective of trust, and to know what it feels like, how to, when to, and that it is safe and possible for me to trust, that I trust myself. I connect to myself and I trust myself for who I am. I trust myself to be capable. I trust myself to be able to maintain relationships. I trust myself for being this grounded person that I am. That I know that I can trust myself and know that that we keep reinventing ourselves, that we keep growing ourselves, and that reinvention, that growth, that change is a part of our lives. And just because I change, does not mean that I'm betraying the older part of me. That I know what it feels like to be able to evolve, to shift, to change, while trusting that the integral part of me that makes me who I am is always going to be a part of me. To know that it is safe to see myself, that it is safe for me to be seen and to be heard and to be acknowledged, that I allow myself to, feel seen, heard, and acknowledged, that I know what it feels like to wholly and completely embrace all of who I am, and to know that it is safe and possible for me to allow success to happen, to know and understand the creator of all that is his definition and perspective of discipline, of joy, of success, of a balance. And I know and understand what it feels like to have a balance across all areas of my life, to know and understand that it is safe and possible for me to have this balance as per the creator of all that is his definition and perspective, that I choose to have a balance in my personal and professional life, to have a balance in my hobbies and my work, to know have a balance in my emotions, to have a balance in all areas of my life, to know that I choose balance, harmony, and joy across all areas of my life now, to choose happiness across all areas of my life now, to choose that connection within my being and within all that I am, to know that it is safe to let go of any redundant labels or any redundant personalities that fail to resonate with me now, that I understand that it is safe for me to integrate from all the things that I've learned in the past and to keep evolving and to keep growing, and to know that I'm safe as I am, that I'm safe in my body, I'm safe in my gender, I'm safe in my house, I'm safe with my family, I'm safe in my profession, and I'm safe in all aspects of my life now. Would you like these downloads into every cell, atom, molecule of your body, every area of your life, at all 4 levels of your belief system, for your highest and best, and in your highest and best manner, in any and every language you've ever known or understood? Say yes to receive the downloads.
Yes.
Okay. So Sahil, the only last thing that I kept getting while I was channeling the downloads was this little fear of, if I say today that I'm a musician and tomorrow I don't enjoy that as much, or I want to do something else, or I want to grow, people are going to judge me for it, that he never sticks to one thing. Or, feeling like anything that I say and I put out there is going to become like written in stone. And I might be reprimanded for changing it. And the only thing
Yeah.
that data kept showing is that change is the only constant. So you're scared of evolving because you feel like you committed to a previous version of yourself. Very similar to the letting go stuff that we did as well. Very similar to the first download we did also today, because somewhere all of that was about letting go of what we are and knowing that change is the only constant. Right? Science is based on that. Today we've been able to do that. Like if someone said, oh, I put in so much hard work for this landline, now you want mobile phones? I put so much hard work, so 6th iPhone, now you want iPhone 15. If they didn't change it, we would never evolve. A baby has to change to a toddler, has to change to an adult. The minute has to change to the next minute for anything to evolve. So the minute you'll understand that this is the cycle of nature. So of course, being connected to our core being and not completely, like sadhu, policeman, that type of change, but understanding that change is going to happen naturally and you're allowed that. Everyone is allowed. It's a part of how we're made. We all know that from birth to death, we're going to evolve. So it's evolution. And the minute you understand that, that's very natural. A tree will evolve from a root, from a seed to a root to a tree, to like having so many branches and leaves, to fruits, to those fruits falling, to again them growing again.
Yeah.
And the minute you accept that evolution and come to peace with that also, you like the transit, just accepting and stepping into something will become easier for you, because it's not so scary anymore. It's like those people go for arranged marriage meetups, right? You go first meeting and you have to decide, you're almost deciding I'm meeting this person for the first time, but can I envision a whole life and kids and everything with them? And it gets so overwhelming sometimes, but when you have time, you let it simmer naturally. It's as simple as that. Like you can make rajma in 20 minutes, or you can go to the north and they'll make it for 2 days. They'll just like cooking it and cooking it and cooking it. I gave my pressure cooker to like these friends of mine that were from North India. Only condition was you invite me when you make something. You can keep it. So I'm like, what we make in 20 minutes now, I'll make with anything. But this, what you need to do That's a work of art, Do it. Make that dal for 2 days and then call us. Right? So just everything evolves at its own time. Just let it flow. All right?
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay, so guys, thank you all so very much. I think we've gone a little over on time. Anything that y'all had put on the chat, because of course we're talking to people that we may have missed. If you remember, you can put that on the WhatsApp group. And what I'll do is in the evening, I'll see whatever I have. So put your feedbacks and then later on send that, and I'll put that all together and do one download that is there, and I will send it across in the group. Yes, Vimla, you just like for a minute, but yes.
I have only
Mhm.
for a minute. I would just like to share that when you started, you asked what questions you want. So
Uh-huh.
when the thought came to me, you just go with the flow. So every person who on the ask questions synchronized with me, and I just felt I am asking the same question, and we are all human beings. People are always going to judge you. In each and every effort you make to empower yourself and grow with your own self, they are never going to be satisfied. But if we are satisfied in what we want to do, people dare put a finger on you.
Darling,
Thank
it's
you,
not
Richa.
about anyone else judging us. I'll end on this one note that it's always a judgment only affects me if I, at any level, it could be just 1% of me, but that 1% of me feels like I am doing that, feels guilty, going to that class, or feels like, am I allowed this? Do I deserve this? And I think all of you that have been on the healing journey with us, that have learned, know that as you get comfortable with it, like magic, the people around you that had been, creating so much noise suddenly come and, come to applaud what you're doing. Right? So it's like, I tell you one thing, you cannot change the world around you. When it's rainy season, you do not go like, oh, I'm going to stop the rain in this area, I'm going to stand only under shade. You don't go to a place and go like, oh, where all is there shade, I'll stand there. You just carry an umbrella. Right? You prepare yourself, you make yourself. You can't go like, oh, now I'm going to fight this, you're going to just constantly be fighting. All you got to do is, and I tell you, just forget everyone else. If you can even just start this one thing, which is not judging yourself. Only that much. Just not judging yourself, because we are our harshest critics. Did I give too much time? Did I do this? Did I do that? We've done experiments where we told people no complaining, no cribbing, no saying anything negative. People can seem to eliminate not gossiping or saying something negative about another person. But you realize most phone calls you get on also. Arey, today this happened. Arey, if I would have woken up early, I could have managed my whole day. But what to do? I couldn't only wake up early, then this happened. I wish I'd done this. Like all those little regrets, little rejections we felt come to reflect all the judgments we have for ourselves. How we say, when a person gets very angry, we say that is only the certain frustration they're having within themselves, an emotion or a fear they are feeling, which they cannot contain, and which is why the decibel level goes up, because they're feeling so out of control. Similarly, a judgment, all of those dramas we do when we feel like, or kuch hai nahi, so they're like, okay, let me do this. Let me feed cupcakes to my friends, so they're fat, so then I don't feel fat, right? But that doesn't work, right? Practical life. So just stop judgment towards yourself. And I promise you, the minute that stops and you're happy with yourself, you're happy with your moments. You're not like, but this person could be better in this way. This person, that's their life. It's not your problem. If you can become your best version and be happy with yourself, all the noise around you is going to drown. And you're not like putting the volume off or putting it on mute. Suddenly you will see nobody has judged because they were only mirrors we had raised for doubts and things we could not process within ourselves. Suddenly they really do become your biggest supporters. So don't, like you said, intention is important. Don't do it for the wrong reasons. Don't do it to gain approval. Like when a person gets on a weight loss journey, a person decides that if they're doing it to, like show to others, is very different from feeling driven within myself because I want to do it. That's a different energy. And when you do that, magic happens. And each of us are capable of magic because our very existence is that. So never doubt that it can be slow, and that's okay. We're human. I always tell people, even when they have judgments, oh, but you're a healer. How could you have this? Oh, this person's a doctor. How could they fall in? A doctor learned how to heal people does not mean they're first human. They're allowed to be human. They're allowed to deal with their own things because they're also evolving. No, they're not Buddha. They've not finished all evolution and sat there. They're still evolving while helping you evolve. And that's the beauty of it. So allow yourself to be human, but just make sure you don't drown in the voice. Let yourself know what your voice is like and let it come up a little bit. Let it shine. Start singing in your own bedroom for all you can, then let it shine outwards. You will find your voice, okay? Because we're all magic. Take care and have a beautiful, beautiful day, and we'll connect next week.
Thank you, Richa.
Thank you.
Thank you.